I want to share a hard truth with you today. If you looked at your business assets right now, not your cash flow, but your assets, your consulting practice is likely worth $0. Why? Not because you aren't good at what you do, but because in this market, visibility equals value. And right now, you're invisible. So let's try a simple test. If you turned off your ads today, if you stopped cold emailing strangers today, if you stopped posting content for 30 days, would the phone still ring? If the answer is no, then your brand equity is zero. You haven't built a business, you're just renting attention. And the moment you stop paying the rent, either with money or with hustle, you get evicted. Now, you might be feeling this shift already. Things that worked 2 years ago aren't working today. That's because you're fighting three massive headwinds that are driving your value to zero. Headwind number one is saturation. Since 2020, the number of freelancers and independent consultants has exploded by nearly 90%. That means for every one competitor you had 5 years ago, you have 10 today. To a potential client, you all look identical. You're a commodity, and the value of a commodity always races to the bottom. Headwind number two is the trust collapse. With AI content flooding LinkedIn, nobody believes you anymore. Your polished posts don't look like authority, they look like ChatGPT. Clients aren't skeptical, they're exhausted. They're ignoring you because they don't know if you're real. Headwind number three is the ad trap. It used to be that you could just buy your way out of obscurity, but with ad costs skyrocketing, you can't afford to buy trust anymore. You have to earn it. So here's the situation. Nobody knows you. Those who see you don't trust you, and it's too expensive to buy their attention. This is why your business feels hard right now. You're trying to push a boulder up a hill every single month, and you have zero leverage. So how do the top 1% consultants fix this? How do they stop chasing clients and start attracting them? They build an asset that speaks for them. They stop trying to shout louder than the noise, and they start building a signal that cuts through the noise. They move from being a generalist who's invisible to being an authority who is undeniable. And the single most effective way to build that permanent asset is a book. But I want to be clear. I'm not talking about a vanity project. I'm talking about a flag in the ground. When you publish a book, you solve the zero value problem instantly. And it works by reversing those three headwinds we just talked about. So here are the specific mechanics of how this changes your business. First, the book solves saturation. When you're one of 10,000 leadership consultants, you're a commodity. But the moment you publish a book on your specific methodology, you become a category of one. You aren't competing with the other consultants anymore because they didn't write the book on the subject. You did. You instantly separate yourself from 90% of freelancers who are out there just making noise. Second, the book solves the trust collapse. We talked about how AI is destroying trust online. Well, a physical book is the ultimate proof of humanity. AI can write a blog post in 4 seconds, but AI cannot structure, write, and publish a comprehensive methodology that sits on a prospect's desk. When you hand a client a book, it signals deep work. It signals permanence. It builds trust before you ever get on the phone, which makes the sales process effortless. Third, the book solves the ad trap. Instead of renting attention from LinkedIn or Facebook every month, a book creates owned traffic. A reader spends 4 to 6 hours with your ideas. Compare that to the 3 seconds they might spend on a social media post. You're building an audience of superfans who know your method, trust your voice, and want to hire you. This is brand equity. That's an asset that pays you dividends for years, not just for the 24 hours the post is live. Look, you can keep fighting the algorithm. You can keep shouting into the void, but that's a game you are eventually going to lose. The market is getting noisier, not quieter. Or you can decide today to build an asset. You can decide to stop being invisible and start being the authority in your niche. So how do you actually do this without pausing your business for 6 months? How do you extract your expertise and turn it into that tangible asset? I've broken down exactly how to make this shift in this video right here. It shows you the methodology extraction process that turns your invisible expertise into a visible asset that brings clients to you. Stop running your business. Start owning it. Watch that video next.